Today we will be talking about playground redesigns. I did my redesign on Mary Louise Rutland Memorial Park. Why did I choose this park? I chose this park because it is a park in my hometown, Mullins, South Carolina. It is also one of the new improved projects on an environment and playground equipment for children in the Marion County. Also, this is named after one of the long-term nurses that actually worked at Mullins Hospital. And it consists of 4 basketball courts, a walking track, an outdoor bathroom, and a playground. Problem number 1 that I saw at this park was that the playground does not have a fence. And it is too close to the road. One thing about playgrounds is that they definitely need a fence. This one has exposure to a main road, also near a railroad. It's easy for kids to run out into the street or run out onto the tracks, and that can be dangerous. Also, there were cars that were speeding and passing and doing things that other cars should not do. Problem number 1, to continue. Before, as you can see in the before picture, there is no fence around, but there is a road, and the after picture shows that if we apply just a 4-foot fence to our playground, it'll be more safe. Children wouldn't have to be worried about running into the road, being kidnapped, things in that matter. Problem number 2 was that there was glass, trash, leaves, ant piles, and uncut grass. These are all dangerous and can be very dangerous for kids to be around. For instance, the one thing that caught my eye was the glass that was hidden under the high uncut grass, and I find that to be very dangerous. The before picture showed that there's some trash over here that's on the ground, some ketchup packets, chips, things, constantly being buried under the grass, which means that it's been there for a while. We also have some glass under the uncut grass, and there's even a bottle top. You can see the top of the bottle, knowing that it's a bottle that has been broken. We also see ant piles on the sidewalk, some out there in the grass. And we can also see that the concrete that's surrounding the playground is not necessarily safe. Some things that we can do to help after: we have our playground clothes being cut by a professional. We have appropriate chemicals being spread around our environment and around our fence. We also can see at the end, our end result becomes the grass is cut, there's no ant piles, the kids can run around safe and not be harmed. Problem number 3 was there was a water pipe that was exposed, and there was unlevel ground. While walking around, I noticed something white sticking out of the ground. I had to move a couple of little flowers and grass around to see and show it, but this could be a dangerous hazard for kids. They can trip, they can fall, they can try to open it, different things in that matter. Also, the ground, there was a huge step down into the play area, or a huge step up on that cement that was seen in the previous picture. And I find that to be very dangerous for children. As you can see, the little child that's standing inside the playground area, I have permission from her parents to show this picture. And you can see the cement is not necessarily safe. It's even covered by grass, so if a child just runs, they're most likely going to fall. The second one, you can kind of see the pipe sticking out of the ground, and you can see it's surrounded by a lot of grass and weeds and flowers. Finally, in the last, you can look inside the play area. You can see that the ground is uneven. The mulch is spread out to the fact where it's just not there to help steady a child's footing. The after conclusions could be more wood mulch. We can add rubber mulch. And for our pipe, we can use a rock cover. These are like plastic covers that looks like big heavy rocks. Kids don't usually mess with it, to keep it over the pipe to show no exposure to a child. Problem number 4 is screws, benches, and chains. Mostly when I walked up to the piping towards the playground equipment, I noticed that some of the screws were coming out, and I wanted to make sure that it was actually coming out and not just how the screw was actually placed there. And when grabbing it, it was actually kind of warm, and that could be dangerous for kids. The benches, they were kind of peeling and rusted at the top, and even when sitting down, you can kind of feel the warmness coming through your clothing, and that can be dangerous. And the chains on the playground, kids have to grab those chains, and the rust just came off on the hands, and you don't want those children to be burned on their hands, because that's the most dangerous and the most vulnerable part of their bodies. Here are some pictures showing the pole where the screws are actually coming out. We have the benches showing the rusted benches at the top. We also see that the benches are sitting on a concrete bed, and it's not even with the ground at all either. If a child comes running up trying to get to a teacher or a parent, they're more likely going to fall if that parent doesn't get up in time to catch them before reaching there. Also, the swings, as you can see, they're just chains hanging down, and we don't want our children to get exposure to all kind of rust and dirt and other bacterial objects on the playground. Here are the after photos to show some problem, continuing the problem and showing things that can help conclude those problems. As you can see, we have some screw covers. They come in all different colors and shapes to match any playground equipment and can cover any spot. We also have our buddy benches that are usually recycled benches. Also, they're made from plastic or metals that don't conduct too much heat. And we have our chain covers. They come in different colors. For a child to grab, it's still cool. The chain remains cool underneath and it's not exposed to the sun. It also comes with a rubber mat underneath the swing. So if a child is swinging, they're not constantly kicking the mulch all over or kicking it and hitting some other students. It makes it much safer and much protected. Here's the overall playground. It looks good from a distance, but of course it does need a little bit of work. Mainly, the main problem is there is no fence surrounding the outside of this playground. I'll thank you for watching my playground redesign. Thank you.